Hello and welcome everyone to this live market session where we're going to see on how can we manage the market movement using a very powerful tool which I had discussed on the last weekend, that's called as Camarilla pivots. Well, we at NeoTrader simply love pivots, and there are many ways to deal with pivots, and I'm going to be talking to you about how can we trade the markets efficiently using Camarilla pivots. My name is Raja Venkatraman. I'm the co-founder of NeoTrader and also your trading influencer. Been in the markets for more than 15 years, happily married with a loving wife and an energetic son who keeps me on the run just like the markets. So welcome friends once again. And this session is going to be about how can we look at the markets, how can we participate in the markets, and how can we ensure that we take a look at various aspects of the markets as we delve deeper, right? That's what has been always been the agenda. And welcome all of you to the show. And it's always good to connect with people who want to know about the markets, who want to know how to make money using simplified process. That's what we are here for. And let's get started with finding out what exactly the market is doing. All right. So our agenda is to find out what the market is doing and what we are going to do first up. All right. What we are going to do first up is we are going to take a look at what is the Nifty position right now on the charts. Okay, let's go and take a look at Nifty. And as I speak, let me just share my screen with you. Hold on a moment. And here goes. Okay. So yes, good morning, all of you. You can see here that this is the chart of Nifty, and Nifty is poised quite well out here, and it's moving up steadily. Yes, it is moving up steadily, and you can see here that there is a gentle movement here. You can see this is the hourly chart, and hourly chart has seen a continuous dip into this moving average bands, and there has been a continuous move to the way up, and adding some weight to the Nifty charts is the setup of the overall position. Now this is the situation of Nifty, and this is how the charts are looking like, and even on the hourly charts or be it the daily charts, you are seeing some kind of bullish momentum being built up. Well, overall we feel that the market is bullish, but then market is moving in bits and jerks. तो हमें क्या करना है कि हमें देखना है कि कौन से स्टॉक में मूवमेंट हो रहा है, और अगर आपको देखना है कि कौन से स्टॉक में मूवमेंट हो रहा है और कौन से स्टॉक पे काम करना है, तो आपका जो नॉर्मल जो वॉच लिस्ट है उससे तो काम होगा ही, बट लेकिन हम क्या करेंगे कि हम थोड़े एफिशिएंटली काम करना चाहते हैं. सो व्हाट आई विल डू इज आई विल टेक हेल्प ऑफ माय फ्रेंड नियो ट्रेडर. So those who are already familiar with NeoTrader will know that NeoTrader is the fastest way to analyze the market, to look at various market conditions. तो वो सब हम देखेंगे थोड़ी देर में. तो पहले मैं मार्केट के बारे में जानना चाहता हूँ, मार्केट के बारे में समझना चाहता हूँ, and I want to get a grip of the overall market condition. That's what is my focus here, and I am looking at what is the market doing right now. So when I take a look at the dashboard, okay, when I take a look at the dashboard, I can see that the market has opened bullish, right? Market has opened bullish, but then we are not seeing a resound bullishness yet. Why? Because the market is moving in a tentative phase. Why am I saying that? Because when I see the market from the close, everything seems bullish. But then when I put it from the open, this is the beauty of NeoTrader. NeoTrader gives you a very good idea. Okay, it gives you a very good idea about how the market is set up. That's what we want, right? We want to know how the market is set up, how the market is positioned, so that we can participate accordingly. So you can see here that post the market open, we are looking at a very tentative phase. You can see here that some of the stocks are bullish, but some of the stocks are bearish, while majority of the stocks are in this phase. Now it's 45 minutes, almost an hour since the market has opened. But then we got to see how to make money. We got to see what stocks are doing well, what stocks are showing some more momentum. So वो देखने के लिए आपको जानना पड़ेगा कि कौन से स्टॉक में मूवमेंट आ रहा है, कौन से स्टॉक पर ध्यान रख सकते हैं और कैसे स्मार्टली ट्रेड कर सकते हैं, राइट? दैट्स व्हाट वी वांट टू डू. तो जब ये क्वेश्चन आती है हमारे सामने, या रादर न्यू ट्रेडर फैमिली के पास एक बहुत अच्छा टूल है which is the family of pivots, and from the family of pivots we generally like Camarilla pivots. But before that, let us try, before we get into Camarilla pivots, let's try and understand what is the overall situation. हम देख रहे हैं यहाँ पे there is active movement in the pharma space, right? You can see here there is active movement in the pharma space, there is active movement in the PSU banking space, and then in the energy space and the reality space. But we can see here that the pharma is showing the maximum movement. All right. So with that being the case, what we have to do is we have to take a look at how can we action this particular move. All right. So अगर आपको जानना है कि फार्मा में कौन से स्टॉक्स में मूवमेंट आ रहा है, तो यहाँ पर एक बहुत अच्छा पेज है which is called as the market view. So जब भी आप market view के अंदर जाएंगे, right, when you go into the market view, you are able to see which sector is doing well. You are able to see which sectors can show you some result, and based on that you will be able to take some action. Okay, so now with the pharma sector doing well and pharma sector is gaining continuously, let's go and take a look at what stocks from the pharma space can be done. So यहाँ पर एक काफी अच्छा पेज है called as expert alerts. On the expert alerts, what happens is lot of action emerges and you get to see which stock is doing well. तो आप देख रहे हैं यहाँ पे कि Pfizer है, Divi's Lab है, Dr. Reddy है, Torrent Pharma है. So these are some pharma names. Oro Pharma है. So these are some pharma names which are doing well, and they are being certified by the experts below, right? So you have a certification and majority of the stocks are from the pharma space. So आपको आज ध्यान रखना है pharma space पे at the start of the day, right? We want to know how to take action at the start of the day. So as we now get into the pharma space, let's try and find out how can we action using the Camarilla pivot. So I have the Camarilla pivots page here with me. Camarilla pivots, for those who are new, all right? So those who are new into this concept, let me just open up a plain chart here, all right? So let me just get rid of all of these. Okay, let me just get rid of all of these. If you want to put, okay, sometimes we get query on how to put a pivot out here. So even if you are using a free version of TradingView, all you have to do is go here and go to pivot point standard. So pivot point standard is available in any TradingView. आप pivot point standard डाल सकते हैं. Once you put a pivot point standard, it generally loads with a traditional pivot, and all you have to do is go into the settings, right? Go into the settings, and then यहाँ पे अलग-अलग formula होता है. Pivot value is always the same. Pivot value is high plus low plus close upon 3. The thing is that when you are calculating the formula, which is the resistance 1, resistance 2, resistance 3, or support 1, support 2, support 3, that is where the whole game changes. And now for that, there are various types of formula, and I am going to select Camarilla pivot here. So the moment I select Camarilla pivot here, I can see that this is how the whole shift is. You can see here now it is changed and the time frame changes automatically. अगर आपने daily डाला तो weekly pivot लग जाएगा. अगर आपने intraday डाला तो automatically वो daily pivot लग जाएगा. So this way the whole thing is set, and you can use this to your advantage. Okay, you can use this to your advantage and you can take a trade, right? So what you are seeing here is a way to do your Camarilla pivots, and that's how you can plot it, right? So this is how you can plot your Camarilla pivot, and this way you can take suitable action whenever you want to take a trade. So now let us again go back into the various kinds of setup here. Okay. So now let me again go back to Camarilla once again. So this is a Camarilla which I have on my charts based on the similar structure. Now what I'll do is I will take help, right? We all need help, right? And यहाँ पर Camarilla page does a very good job. It gives you very good idea about what activity should be done. तो आप देख रहे हैं यहाँ पे this is the Camarilla page, all right, and on this page the pages are continuously refreshing. यहाँ पर continuous refresh होता है और इस पेज पे आप देखेंगे कि above prices are moving above H4, prices are moving L4. So the beauty of Camarilla pivot, okay, every pivot formula has got a special USP. So what it does is it takes into account the previous day's close and then it tries to calculate the levels. तो आप देखेंगे कि जब भी आप levels identify करेंगे on a Camarilla pivot, you are always able to find out that there are certain levels after which there will be a very sharp move. And based on our back testing, based on our inquiry, and based on our research, we have found that every time the prices move above the levels of H4 or resistance 4, H is for high and L is for low. तो जब भी हायर लेवल पे अगर pivot level 4 क्रॉस करता है the price, you can see a very sharp move. In the same way, if the prices are crossing below L4, you will see a sharp down move. So now what are we seeing here? We are seeing here that if the prices are moving above H4, these are all the names that are appearing. All right. Amongst this, we are finding that, okay, there are some names from the pharma space. There are some other generic names. So what we'll do is, since pharma is the flavor of the day, okay, since pharma is the flavor of the day, what we'll do is we'll go and take a look at some pharma names. So you have got here pharma and you have got here IEX and MGL. So now how do we select from this basket, right? That is always a question with many of us. How do we select from this basket? So what you can see here is that NeoTrader has gone miles ahead of enabling your Camarilla pivot reading. Okay, तो अभी हम क्या करेंगे कि अगर मैंने किया कि अब क्या चेंज हो रहा है, राइट, हमें जानना है कि अब क्या चेंज हो रहा है. And what are we noticing? We are noticing that there is some movement seen in Oro Pharma and Hindalco. Okay, this is a change now option which is available, so that if you are coming to the market at 10:15 and you would like to know that what stock is moving, so there is a very beautiful tool called here as change now. And the auto refresh is an enabler that ensures that the page keeps getting refreshed all the time. You can also put it off if you don't want it to auto refresh and you want to see as to what is the overall status, right? Now, आपके सामने इतने सारे स्टॉक्स में से अब क्या मूव हुआ है अगर आपको जानना है तो just click on the change now toggle and that's it. You have got Oro Pharma and Hindalco, right? And now what is this doing? It is telling you that Oro Pharma and Hindalco are bullish across time frame based on the Camarilla pivot methodology. So you are having very good clarity on the whole two stocks जो आपके सामने है as of now, Oro Pharma and Hindalco. What did we analyze on? We checked that, or we concluded that the pharma sector is bullish, it's the best sector. तो हमेशा टॉप डाउन अप्रोच मेंटेन करना उचित है क्योंकि मार्केट हमेशा उसी तरह चलता है. Yes, there are going to be ups and downs in the market, but then what you got to see is you got to see which sector is doing well, because market by itself is moving up in gaps or moving down in gaps, but then after that you see a completely different story. Now when you are seeing a completely different story, you have to also be ready to adapt to that story. That's where NeoTrader comes into play. NeoTrader shows you how you can adapt yourself to the market. You don't have to worry every day You will get stocks every week. You will get stocks every month. You don't have to worry. You just have to turn on Neo Trader. You got to follow whatever we show you in our sessions, and you will definitely be able to see that. So you can see here Oro Pharma है, Hindalco है यहाँ पे. चलो जो चार्ट के प्रेमी हैं उनको भी मैं खुश कर देता हूं, और अब भाई हम जाकर देखते हैं कि औरो फार्मा और हिंडाल्को का स्टेटस क्या है, and which is looking good at this point in time. So let me go to the my setup here, and let me put on Oro Pharma. All right, this is Oro Pharma on cards for you. You can see here that this is the chart of Oro Pharma. Oro Pharma has been making a nice rounding pattern, correct? It is making a nice rounding pattern here, and what you are seeing right now, okay? You are seeing a nice rounding pattern that is visible, and prices have moved above H4. तो out of so many stocks, अगर आपको जानना है कि किसमें H4 के ऊपर मूवमेंट आ रहा है, आप कोई भी स्टॉक डालिए. इसके पहले जो चले MGL, शार्प मूव अबव H4. अगर H4 से निकला तो आपका मूव बन जाता है, and expected target is H5 and H6. If you want to know what are the H5 and H6 targets, that also we have set for you. You can go here, you can type here Oro. So you have got your H5 and H6 targets. So everything is designed for you, everything is set for you on a daily basis. If you say all, you have the Oro Pharma targets for the day, week, and month. So what NeoTrader does for you is it works for you like a team of technical analysts. It gives you the precise entry points. It gives you the precise target levels. It shows you a 360-degree view across a stock, across time frame, so that your time is saved. Please understand, today time is of the essence. So you can see here, we saw Oro Pharma. We saw Oro Pharma is looking good. That right. Next was on our radar was Hindalco. Let's go and take a look at Hindalco, and let's see which is looking better. Right. You can see here that you saw a move here. This was hesitating. It tried to cross the previous day's high. Right. It tries to cross the previous day's high. It didn't happen. But now it is crossing the previous day's high. So if a stock is crossing the previous day's high, it is a very good sign. So now if you wager, what I would like to do, I would like to be a buyer in Hindalco. Why? Because it has crossed the previous day's high, and I'm getting a good Camarilla score also. So now as the prices tries to cross this high, it will open up a new window of opportunity for me. And you can see that it opens up door all the way till 618. So yes, you can see here there is a nice movement here, steady upward bound. So yes, overall prospects are looking good, and definitely it is a promising counter right now. So that's how I take a look at it. And if you see here right now on the heat map, we have some two new stocks, right? I kept it on auto refresh, and what we have is two new opportunities here. What are those opportunities? Glenmark and Whirlpool, right? So I hope all of you are able to understand that how this concept works. It's a very beautiful concept. And if you see on the downside right now, all right, if you see on the downside right now, you can see here that we are seeing a negative pressure in MFSL. Okay. So what is MFSL telling us? MFSL is telling us that the overall prospects, okay, overall prospects of MFSL seems to be negative, as it is negative across the board. So all the time, okay, please remember, all the time we have to be ready. Okay, you have to be ready all the time. But then how can you be ready if you don't have the necessary tools with you? If you don't have the necessary background with you? If you don't have the ability to handle technology, if you don't have the ability to handle the kind of market volatility? And that is why many people feel that trading is a challenge. Yes, trading is a challenge, but then अगर आपके साथ अगर ऐसा सॉफ्टवेयर रहेगा आपके साथ एज अ मार्केट असिस्टेंट। क्यों? क्योंकि मार्केट में जब भी आपको काम करना है, न्यू ट्रेडर आपके साथ रहेगा टू गाइड यू ऑल द टाइम। सो नाउ लेट्स गो एंड चेक आउट ग्लेनमार्क एंड वर्लपूल। Glenmark is of two. So we have a scoring methodology, proprietary scoring methodology designed by our founder, Dr. Narayan. Right? He has spent more than 40 years in the market. Many of you who are following us right now, many of you who have been associated with us, you know the wisdom which Dr. Narayan carries. He has spent more than 45 years in the market. He has realized that yes, market has got a very good potential, and that is why he encourages everyone in our team to think more, to be more, because every day the market is different. You can see here that now we are having with us Glenmark and Whirlpool. In few moments from now, you'll have some other stock. And that's the beauty of this Camarilla pivot page. It keeps on guiding you to the right kind of stock. So this is one approach. Well, in Camarilla pivots, we have got many other types of approaches. You see here that you are having a breakout situation in Sun Pharma. All right. Sun Pharma did witness some bit of selling pressure yesterday. Today, it is witnessing a breakout. So now, if I just turn off this change now option, you can see here, where is Sun Pharma? Is Sun Pharma giving us a score here? If you want to search for a stock, you can also do Control F and you will see Sun Pharma. Sun Pharma has moved above H3, but not above H4. So yes, we got to wait. Why? Because anytime it moves above H4, it's a good opportunity. Now, there are opportunities on the rejection also. Why? So a rejection possibility, okay? A rejection possibility is a trade is trying to go down, but it's not able to sustain. In the same way, here the trade is trying to go down, go up, but it's not able to sustain. So this is the kind of scenario. So what happens is Neo Trader helps you to look in the right direction. That's what makes a big difference. Okay. Yes, of course, you can use Camarilla in commodities as well. All right. So there are some friends who want to know about commodities. So let me just put on crude oil, which is in extreme demand right now because of the news flow. You can see here that when you put on the charts of crude oil, you got to shift to a higher time frame, and you can see here that on 17th, a move above H4. Move above H4. The green line is H4. So every time it moves above H4, you get a possibility, and your target is H6. You can see here, anytime you move above H4, your target is H6. Here today, it's not sustained above H4, and then it's not gone below L4. So right now, that was yesterday's scenario. Today, the market has just opened, and you can see here that at the moment, every time if the stock is between H4 and L4, okay, as per the Camarilla pivot methodology, it's best to let go. You can wait and then take a look at it a little later. That's how you got to approach it. I hope you got an idea. So every time it goes above H4, you will see a movement. So your first target would be H5 and H6. So now let's go to the expert alerts and see if you can catch some new opportunity. Okay, so you can see here MGL continues to move up. IEX continues to move up. Okay, let's take a look at IEX. There's also a view emerging on Mindtree. Okay, so where a move emerges above H6, it is for the aggressive people, because a move above H6 indicates further expansion. If a trade has moved above H6, then it's a very good opportunity. So now what happens is, suppose right in the morning, right in the morning, if you see that a stock is going up, so you know that yes, there is a strong possibility. And if it has opened with a higher percentage, then you know that yes, if you see here now, Z22 to, in the first 30 minutes, it has gone to 229. So it's gone up by almost 4%. So that's a strong move. for that, you can just go to the dashboard. You can see here from the open which stocks are moving. You can see here LNTFH was moving yesterday. It continues to do well today as well. All right. So we are seeing that there is a movement here. Now again, we are seeing that there is Torrent Pharma, Dr. D. So again, let's go back and check out Dr. Reddy, which had a good score here, right? So if you see here in the Camarilla, Dr. Reddy has got a high score. So let's go and check on Dr. Reddy and see what are the possibilities. So what is it looking like? How is the setup? And how can we initiate trade? You can see here that this has moved up. So now those who are looking to enter Dr. Reddy should wait for a move above H6, because right now, if you're going to enter Dr. Reddy, you are entering a profit booking zone. That's the whole idea. If it has already reached H6, then it's a good time to enter the trade. So best is wait for a pullback towards towards H4 and see if there is a revival. But then normally I do not take a trade which has already hit your H6. So this is H6, this is H4, H5, H6. I hope you got your response. Yes, you can trade directly using NeoTrader. You can trade directly using NeoTrader. On the, if you go into any of the intraday trades page, right? If you go to into the any of the intraday trades page, we have got a toggle here. So you can select a trade here and go and select the broker of your choice. You can go and select the broker of your choice and place the trade into your account. You need to have account with these brokers. Currently, we have tied up with Zerodha, Edelweiss, Alice Blue. We are in talks with more people, and we are going to do the integration here. So essentially, your slippages will reduce, and that makes it easier for you to execute the trade. If you got any questions, you can check out the chat box. Our team will share with you a link. You can put in your query and team will be happy to give you more details about trader, right? So once again, going back to Camarilla, and let's try and see what are some trades which are coming up. And you can see that the market has given us some corrections since the open. And at the moment, we are witnessing some sell-off here. And you can see that fresh shorting is emerging. Hero MotoCo was on the downside yesterday too. And we are seeing that Hero Motor, all right, Hero Motor is now witnessing a correction. Let's go and check out Hero Moto. Okay, this is Hero Moto on the charts for you. And you can see here that, yes, there is an attempt, right? Yesterday it did try, but it held off at H4. Now today it's begun the day weak and it is testing L4. And because it moved below, you got the alert here. You can see here that this page is designed to take you to the active stock. The trend following mechanism is what we follow. And wherever there is a trend to the downside or to the upside, it will be reflected here. If a stock may open above H3, a stock may open above H3, but then it has to travel above H4. That is point number one. Yes, opening above H3 does give a good idea about the trend in that stock. Like for example, MGL IEX opened above H3. Now, when they move above H4, it gives it more weightage. That's the first point. The second is that our proprietary scoring methodology, Okay, our proprietary scoring methodology will ensure that you can take advantage. Like for example, MGL opened above H3, then as MGL started moving up, you got this score. In the same way, you have got here Pfizer, which opened above H3, and as the scoring emerges, your chances of making money improve. Please understand that we are here to improve our chances. And if you want to improve your chances, then you have to have a proper guide. And that's what we are doing at NeoTrader. Now you can see now, for example, if I just take Pfizer, here you got a score of 1. So there is a certain way to deal with the score, and that we cover as part of our NeoTrader family. We conduct various sessions on showing you how to use that scoring methodology, how to use that scoring approaches. Score of 1 is just an indication. As the score increases, you need to act. When to act, how to act, what to see, all those things are what we cover as part of our NeoTrader. So you can see here now, when you put on Pfizer, okay, this was the option. So Pfizer, you got the score here, and you can see here that on Pfizer, moving above H3, as it started moving above H4, you got the alert, and it was, you can say, around 15 points shy of H6. But then it continues to move, and you can see that it has also moved above yesterday's high. And in intraday trading, any stock that moves above the previous day's high is a very good sign for the stock, right? So you can see here that the moment it crosses previous day high, it shows a movement, and at H6 is a profit booking zone, right? So let's see. Today, I'm focusing on Camarilla pivots. I'm trying to understand how can we take a look at Camarilla pivots and combine it with some approaches. You can see here, Hindalco has having an expert alert where 5 experts have certified Hindalco as a good opportunity for a long. So now let's again go back to Hindalco, which we had shortlisted, and let's see what is it doing right now. You can see here that Hindalco is doing well. Hindalco is has gone up by 2 rupees. It's continuing to do well. Market corrected, but Hindalco did not, and it's holding on. So you can see here that that is the advantage you get when you take a look at a scoring pattern which is set in Camarilla pivots. Along with that, there is a multi-time frame analysis. You can see here across time frame, you are able to get some kind of certification, which gives you more confidence about a stock. So let's see what is the latest stock which has come up. Nothing yet so far, right? So let's me take a look at the chat box. People are asking me some questions. So, okay, thank you for your response. So if you got any query, okay, MGL is definitely looking good. MGL is definitely looking good. Let us take a review once again of MGL, right? So MGL, if you take a look at MGL, MGL has already hit the profit booking zone. So when a stock is hitting a profit booking zone, your best way is to revise your stop loss. Now, if you are already in the profit, you should trail your stop loss. So have a suitable trailing stop loss methodology. If you ever want to know the levels, it's visible here. You can just go here. If you don't have the charts anytime, no problem. Here, all the time the levels are updated. And you know what's the beauty of pivot? You know exactly where the levels are, what are the levels, and you can just use these levels to place. And when you have got a pivot, when you have got these levels at your disposal, it makes your trading very easy. You can see here, it's got all the way till L6 and up to H6. So all the levels are available, and you know that yes, these are the levels to watch out for, and you can place your target accordingly. Now, if you see MGL target has been met. So essentially, you will have to either book your position or trail your stop loss. That's the way you got to deal with MGL. Okay, let me go and check out. Right. So on Bank Nifty, okay, there's a query on Bank Nifty. So yes, the trader's favorite Bank Nifty. Okay, let me just put on Bank Nifty here, and you can see here. Yeah. So can you all tell me what's happening in Bank Nifty based on whatever we have discussed so far? What's happening in Bank Nifty? Yes, Bank Nifty is currently between H4 and L4, and Bank Nifty therefore is in a position of a no trade zone. There is a no trade zone which has emerged in Bank Nifty as of now. So based on the Camarilla pivot approaches, there is no clarity yet on Bank Nifty, right? So that's what is the message which we are getting on Bank Nifty. So at the same time, let's take a look at Nifty and see what is Nifty telling us. And you can see here that even on the Nifty, yes, it did open higher, and then it traveled down a little bit, and then it's again making a recovery attempt. So overall prospects of the index remains range bound. So today could be a scenario where after yesterday's strong move, probably Nifty may take some rest, but then there are lots of action available on the stocks. And now when you come to the stocks, should always take a look at a higher time frame as well. That's where the intuitive heat map of Neo Trader helps you quite a bit. Okay, Blue Star. All right, Operation Blue Star. Okay, let me just check out Blue Star right now. Okay, the question on Blue Star. So let me put Nifty 500 here and see if we are able to get. Okay, Blue Star is here. It's above H3, and there is no particular movement yet. Okay, so let's check out on the chart. So when you put on the chart of Blue Star, what do you see? You see here that it has been trying multiple days to clear H4, right? It has been trying for multiple days to clear H4. And finally, today, it has tested the H4 levels. So yes, it augurs well. And if you see here that there is a nice confluence of H4 levels. So in the region of around 997 to 1000. So if ever you get a 15-minute close above 1000, it can prove to be a very good point, because for 4 days, the 1000 level has been tested. Now, if it closes above 1000, even on a 15-minute chart, it will be a good intraday play, or even you can take it as a multi-day play, which can open up doors towards 1065, 1085. So yes, it is looking to be a very good setup. So thanks for sharing. So you can see here that the overall position, overall build-up is quite good. So you can see here some rounding pattern development as well. So movement above this would definitely augur well for Blue Star. Right. Okay. Yes, based on the strategy, you can also take positional trades. For positional trades, what we have in Camarilla. Okay, let me just, if you're going to go for the short, then let's change the time frame. And what you can do is you can step here into the weekly. When you go into the weekly, right? When you go into the weekly, you see here that this is the position of the week. Okay, this is a position of the week, and this is how the Camarilla setup is there as per the weekly pivots. Okay, as per the weekly pivots, what is the overall setup? That's what has been reflected here. You can see here that as per the weekly pivots, this is the overall position. All right, now this being available in front of you, you can now see what is the overall situation, how are the, without looking at the charts, you can very quickly get an assessment. That is the beauty of this page. You can see here that daily, weekly, monthly, every time frame is available in front of you. Now you want to know that what has changed today. So you can see that these are the stocks that have shown some negativity today, right? So if you want to initiate a fresh positional play, okay, if you want to initiate a fresh positional play, either on a weekly basis, if you try to are looking based on a week, or on a monthly basis. So on a monthly basis, Dabur has grown more weak. On a weekly basis, there has been a shift in or rather there has been a addition to the trend, or the trend has got stronger to the downside. In which stocks? In these stocks. Amongst these stocks, we have already seen MFSL today. This again, MFSL is appearing here. So now if you were to look at MFSL, all right, so we have looked at some long, let's look at some short as well. So you can see here, this is the chart of MFSL, right? This is based on a 15-minute chart. But then you will see here that if I put on the weekly, okay, if I put on the weekly, and if you just take a look at the charts, you can see here that there is a steady decline, and this is what is causing a move to the way down. Okay, let's put MFSL here, and you'll see here that if you put on the daily time frame, you will see here that it is moving lower. So you can see here that there is a movement to the way down. These are the daily charts. The selling pressure is building up. So that is why it has been highlighted as a sell possibility. Now, what happens when you get a setup here? You know that yes, this stock is weak. This stock is moving below important levels. So I can target it for a sell candidate, right? Okay. Any views on L&T? L&T Financial Holding, yes. L&T is definitely looking good. You can see here that L&T Financial Holding has been moving steadily up. You can see here that on the weekly it has gone up. Is it there on the monthly as well? Yes, you can see here on the monthly also it has gone above H4. So the H4 concept will work across time frame. Please understand, the H4 concept will work across time frame. So you can trade into the stock, you can invest into that stock. So basically, why is H4 working? Because H4 is representing a trend momentum. So when a trend is going to get initiated, you can see it on the charts. Now, how many charts will you see? That becomes difficult, right? And that is the job which is being solved by the Camarilla page. So anytime you go into the Camarilla page, you will be able to see which stocks are there, either on the daily or on the weekly or on the monthly. Depending on what time frame you choose, depending on what kind of activity you wish to do, you can go ahead and take the trade. So yes, this is what I wanted to share with you. Yes, we have seen certain setups. We have seen pharma is looking good. Oro Pharma, Hindalco, Pfizer, right? Dr. Reddy continues to move up. You can see here Dr. Reddy, right? Dr. Reddy, let's, before we end the session here, let's take a look at Dr. Reddy once again before we conclude. The score is increasing steadily in Dr. Reddy, right? So a fresh move has emerged in Dr. Reddy. So it opens up door. Yes. Now, if you're going to take a trade above this, then your stop loss will be at H5. And that's how you got to take a trade. So overall positions are looking good. And when we take a look at the Camarilla, we definitely see some stock specific action. Expert alerts continue to tell us that the bullish momentum is continuing to hold. Markets are seeing a dip and then they are witnessing a revival. So yes, continue to trade more on the bullish side than on the bearish side, because the trends continue to remain positive, and use every pullback which is emerging in the market, right? Use every pullback which is emerging in the market trade, right? With that, I come to an end of this session. I hope you got some good idea about how to use Camarilla pivots and how we use Camarilla pivots, so that you can use it for your profit making approaches, right? If you want to know more about how we do it, if you want to know more about how Neo Trader family does trade Camarilla in the smarter way, all you got to do is, there is a registration link on this particular form, on particular chat box my team has shared. You can write it there. So what I'm doing right now is, I am doing some sessions on Saturdays, about which you will be notified. All you got to do is, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can just hit the subscribe button, you can hit the like button, and you can also join our community, because that way you'll be notified about when the next session is going to happen. Plus, if you register on our portal or in our forum, you will be notified about when the next session is going to happen. So Saturdays, I give you an explanation about some particular approaches, and on Wednesdays, I bring it on the live market to show you how you can trade smartly with it. My endeavor is to encourage traders, be it a newcomer or a professional, to trade in a smarter way. And I'm sure that many people are getting inspired to trade better and to trade smarter. This is Raja Venkatraman signing off. Have a good day. Stay safe, stay healthy. Happy trading.